still have to play 5 sets in the opens? They're called slams or opens?
Majors. 4 of them are considered a grand slam.
I'm Shannon Fiedler. I'm a comedian who's on a mission to learn a little bit more about sports, and today we're talking tennis. Tonight we got Carlos Alcaraz. I'm very excited about it, so let's go and see what we can learn about the game. This is Girls Got Game, set match. I am at the U.S. Open at Billie Jean King. I'm at the U.S. Open at Billie Jean King Stadium. I'm at the U.S. Open at Billie Jean King Tennis Stadium. What is it? Tennis Center. I am at the Billie Jean King Tennis Center at Arthur Ashe Stadium to watch some rounds of the U.S. Open. So the thing about tennis is this is probably the sport I know the most about, besides figure skating, obviously. So my questions are a little more abstract and cerebral. The things I really want to know is why in the name of God is this game scored in the way that it is? It makes no sense. That's my biggest question. Okay, so my dad takes me to the U.S. Open every year, and I have some questions for you about tennis. Why do they score it how they score it?
Nobody knows.
That's not a good answer.
You could Google it. There is a long explanation, and none of it still makes sense. Nobody knows where it came from.
How do they choose which tennis ball they're going to get rid of?
That is a mystery that I would really like to have solved.
And I always feel bad when the guy goes off that loss. That's hard for me. The thing is, I want them both to win. And I really mean that. Who's your favorite player at the U.S. Open?
Mine is Dominic Thiem. This was his last.
I love him.
I know.
I was sad to see him retire.
Yeah, it was an emotional day yesterday.
Cheers to him. Do you have a favorite player?
Carlos, of course.
It's gotta be Carlos.
Always Carlos. That's like the way I learned who he was today. So
a new fan is a good fan. Who's your favorite player?
Probably right now, Naomi Osaka. Because a lot of people say that she's like very mentally fragile. Like she's just not strong when it comes to like losing games. But I feel like today it was different because she was actually able to like pull herself out of when she would like lose a point or something like that and like put herself back into it. I also really liked her outfit today. Like I don't know who did it, but like they did their thing. So whoever her stylist is, props to you.
Why do they still have to play 5 sets in the opens? They're called slams or opens?
Majors. 4 of them are considered a grand slam.
And a Serena slam is when you go non-sequentially?
Correct.
Got one.
Or sequentially, but not within the same year. Does that make sense?
No.
May have not won the Australian Open, but then she won the French, Wimbledon, U.S. Open, and then the Australian the next year. And I don't know if that was it, so please don't shame me if that's not the correct order.
Okay, I'm not gonna shame you.
Well, I don't know, you might.
Before I learn anything else, I need to get myself a honeydew. This line is really long, but you gotta get the honeydews.
All of the lines are like this though.
It's crazy.
It's like that.
Hold on, we gotta move closer to a honeydews. You know nothing about tennis?
Knows everything.
Your boyfriend knows
Yes,
everything.
I'm
Okay, is he
learning.
here?
He's here. He's in line. I mean, he's in the match
you
game set, whatever it's
Okay,
called.
you got all 3.
Yeah.
You're learning the words. You don't know the order, but that's okay.
None of the order.
So you're on a duty to get the honeydews.
I'm on the honeymoon.
Ooh! Ooh, we just went from boyfriend to something else right there. Tennis, the game of love. In your humble opinion, what's more iconic? The tennis or the honeydews?
The honeydews.
I think that's the right
Obviously,
answer.
that's the only answer.
Do you know what's in a honeydews?
Was Grey Goose and raspberry liqueur, sometimes champagne, all that, you know?
Yeah, you honestly know more than I know. I know that it comes with 3 little melon balls
the
that look
melons,
like
of
tennis
course,
balls. It's the best part.
obviously,
And it's like you have to decide, am I going to eat the melons first? Am I going to let them get the vodka?
Of course,
It's a whole
you
thing.
have to let them get the vodka, though.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
For the picture, specifically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm listening. I have another question for you. Why are tennis balls green?
Are they yellow or are they green?
Chartreuse?
What?
Chartreuse?
Yellow or green?
Chartreuse, it's a color.
Yellow or green?
I don't know. I think they're green. You think they're yellow?
I forget what I thought it was, but it's either yellow or green.
You forget what you thought?
Yeah, I go with yellow.
What color do you think they are?
Volt yellow.
Volt yellow. Upon some very minor Googling, we've discovered that the exact Pantone color of a tennis ball is this, which seems to be closest to Volt yellow and all at once both green and yellow. So this might be the next blue and black, yellow and gold dress for all I know. Anyway, back to this.
Well, it was because in the early days in England, there's a lot of fog in England, right? So the color of that ball made it easier to see when they were playing in the fog.
Is that true?
totally full of shit, but you know.
Do you know who thought to make tennis balls that color?
Wilson?
No.
Wilson! Penn.
David Attenborough.
David Attenborough? How do you know that?
Because I'm smart.
And then what's like one thing about tennis that I probably don't know that you've learned?
Oh, I just learned this today. When you're hitting your racket on the ground, it's like you can lose a point, but it's called racket abuse.
Racket abuse? That's so intense.
It's called
Like the
racket
racket has feelings.
Yeah.
How familiar are you with tennis? You seem to be working here.
I feel like it's one of my personalities.
It's one of your personalities.
Yeah.
Okay, did you play it or do you just love watching?
I play recreationally. I wouldn't say I'm as good as anyone here, but
Well, to be fair, that's a very high standard to hold yourself to. Okay, can you tell me something about tennis, like a rule or a fact or something that I probably don't know? I know the basics.
I think a rule I learned recently is that in singles, the part of the net that actually extends into the doubles alley isn't part of the court. So if you slam the racket into that part of the net, it doesn't count. So.
But if you slam a racket, you can't slam a racket on the court.
You can.
I just learned that it's called racket abuse.
Yes.
Aggressive.
Even though it's your racket, yeah, it's racket abuse. If you slam it one time, you get a warning. If you slam it more than once, you might get a point penalty or a game penalty if you slam it too many times.
So you gotta have anger management control.
Yeah.
What is the strategy for a second serve?
The strategy for a second serve, you're not supposed to hit it super hard. You're supposed to really tap it over the net so that the other player can actually get to it.
Because you just want to get it in, right?
Yeah,
At that
just
point,
want to get it in. Yeah.
That's what she said. And last question, what's your favorite part about the U.S. Open?
Well, I take off 2 weeks every year from my real life job to come here.
That's so freaking cool.
Yeah, I don't come to Queens any other time of the year.
Never, just the airport.
No, never, exactly. I think it's just a really good escape. Everyone's here. It's so
The vibes, it's a nightclub. We're living, we're laughing.
I know.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. It was so fun to talk to you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the U.S. Open.
You too.
I hope you enjoy your honeydew. Enjoy your game, set, match. Cheers. Is it true that you wanted me to be a tennis player?
Yes, it is.
Did I do it?
Very little.
Were you disappointed?
No, you really couldn't take the heat, so you had to get out of the kitchen, and we moved you into the ice rink.
Do you like figure skating as much as you like tennis?
That would be a no, but I did enjoy it because you were very good at it.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for coming with me to the U.S. Open. I don't know why I wore my sunglasses to a night match, but other than that, I had a great time. I learned a lot. I love watching tennis, so if you want to watch more sports with me, please subscribe, love all. That was so corny, but I'll see you next time.